Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, live from the FanStream Sports Studios here in North Dallas. I am IndyCarTim. That in there is Johnny the Gerbman Gerber. And we have a very special guest in studio today, Johnny, to talk about the PGA Championship.
Very special for sure.
And he's been on the show before.
In a lot of ways, and back by popular demand here.
He is, and this is his third time on From the Rough, and I'm shocked he comes back every time.
We had to put him in the budget. It costs a lot of money to get him in here, so
man, it does.
That's kind of where we're at. I appreciate him coming in, though. That's for sure.
Boys, it's always a pleasure.
Mr. Chris Kohler, how are you, Chris?
Fantastic, gentlemen. How you boys doing?
Very, very good. PGA Championship week. That's first time you were on the show. Was we did this a year ago? Your first inaugural when we did it. We did it at the bar, and now we have our own bar here. So we can reminisce a little bit. And a year later, there you go. Cheers, buddy. That's great. And we were on Masters, I think, the last time you came on, which was great. And we appreciate you having you on, buddy. It's always a pleasure.
Well, hey, thanks again for letting me come back, and it's always a pleasure to be with you guys. So thank you.
I mean, I don't know if it's letting you come back. We sort of insisted that you come back.
Yeah. There was some bribes there. I said, you have to tell your wife something, so you might as well tell her that you're here. So,
yeah, I mean, we'll vouch for you every time. You just tell us what to say.
Absolutely.
We got you.
Well, I got a little. I think I got a little trust with Mama these days after she came to Pebble and realized that we weren't so much out of control. So
aren't we though?
Well, we are, but I said so much. So I think when he makes that call, as long as he doesn't abuse it and he says he's with me a little bit, I think he gets a half a pass anyways.
Mama loves Johnny Gerber. She loves Johnny Gerber.
Why is that? Like, I need to know that.
I don't know. Well, most women do, but that's okay. That's another story. That is another story.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's like Gerb's mom loves me, Nancy Gerber. By the way, welcome to the show, Nancy Gerber.
Yeah, she's watching. I think
she's always watching.
I think she's mad at me right now. So I don't know if she's on or not. We'll see.
She's not mad at me.
That's okay. Well, if I was off, it was just you two, she would still be watching, and she'd probably like it actually better.
Probably. You know what?
Yeah.
You should come in here and run the board and not be on camera.
I should. It's probably for the best.
Yeah, we'll just do shots on the show.
I'm camera shy.
It is a very special 2-hour episode of From the Rough because it is the PGA Championship week, the 105th PGA Championship from Oak Hill Country Club up there in that Rochester, New York. And you said it was pretty chilly up there, right, Johnny?
Well, pretty chilly is an understatement. It's cold. I mean, I think they're going to have a frost delay tomorrow, which is probably going to help them a little bit. But that, we talked about this, a couple weeks ago when they make those changes. I mean, this is a reality when you move the PGA Championship out of the fall schedule and you put it in the spring. There's some challenges, just like there is in August, right? So,
well, 100%. I believe this was the last PGA Championship on the schedule when they decided to make the switch.
Yeah.
And so they're praying, which it looks like they're going to get away with it.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah.
For the most part. But yeah, you're right. I mean, they made a big change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big deal.
And I think here's what I don't want it to look like. I don't want the weather to be the story, right? Because the golf course is so fantastic. Golf courses, to me, like the Oak Hill, the old school 100-year-old golf courses, is what I really love. I love these types of golf courses to where that the course is set up from the tee, and it moves. And this is one of the gyms, a 100-year-old place, and they've hosted the PGA Championship. This is the third time, so it's the most that they've ever held it. So, and there's a reason why. Listen, I think it's going to play a little bit more like a U.S. Open than a PGA Championship, and I love that.
Absolutely,
and I love
it. I mean, like you said, they're going to be tested for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, once the PGA and everybody decided to move the PGA to where they went with a different agronomical practice over the last 2 years. I mean, that's what it takes.
Yeah,
for USGA or PGA to come in and say, this is what the golf course. They come in 2 years in advance and start really marking out how they want going back to where we were, Pebble a few months ago, right? They were already prepping and starting to draw lines on the U.S. ladies.
Yeah, sure.
U.S. Open.
Yeah, good point.
They're already prepping months in advance.
Yeah, and a little bit also too is they have a little bit of an advantage that they're coming off the winter, right? So there's not really a lot of play anyways. So they have, and then they have 2 golf courses there, which is great. So they could get that membership to play the other golf course where they can keep everyone off and get it to where they want. And like I said, I think this is the first PGA in a long time, in my opinion. It's going to play more like a U.S. Open than it is a PGA Championship, just because how high the rough's going to be, how key it's going to be to drive the golf ball well. And I think they've narrowed in some of those fairways to make it play something special.
No, 100%. I was looking at like drone footage and stuff like this on the PGA Championship website and all this kind of stuff, and they were flying over everything. And my God,
it's a beast, man.
It's a beast.
And especially with the cold weather and the ball not really flying very far, and they're going to play it around 7,400 yards on the card. They probably won't play it that way tomorrow just because of the cold weather. They'll shorten it a little bit, but it is going to play a par 70. And they're eliminating some of those par 5s, and the 2 par 5s that they do play are over 600 yards. And there's 4 par 4s over 500 yards on this golf course. So listen, man, it's a beast. And like I said, it would shock the hell out of me if they get to double digits.
No way.
There's
no way.
If they do, listen, if they do, hats off to them.
If someone,
and this is my dream. This is my dream, right?
Yeah, you love this. And that's why I think it's going to play a little bit more like a US Open than it is a PGA Championship. And you don't see rarely you see a PGA Championship that they're going to play 4 or 5 inch rough like they're playing in bluegrass rough.
Exactly. So it kind of reminds me of you think about what's the course up there that they just had? Bethpage,
yeah.
Right? Again, totally different U.S. Open, whatever, but it was PGA actually thing in 2019, was it?
They played PGA.
Bethpage Black, that was Brooks, right?
Brooks won.
But that thing played again like a U.S. Open.
Yeah.
When they knew it was going to be that time of year and what their golf course's defense was, what did they do?
Yeah.
They grew up the rough. They did everything. It's going to play, I think, kind of similar to that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And I wanted to get into a little bit of the history of the course. You guys talked about this a little bit, and I'm a nut when it comes not just like really all history, but golf history and these really old courses that are especially up in the Northeast. I love these things, and like Johnny said, this thing's a way over 100 years old at this point. And you mentioned it's the 3rd PGA Championship. It's the 7th major to have been held at this course. And as you mentioned, the first since 2013, the first PGA Championship since 2013. Jason Duffner over Jim Furyk. It's the East Course. It also held the 1995 Ryder Cup. That terrible Europe over U.S. 14.5 and to 13.5. But it's kind of a new look course. As you guys know, it was renovated back in 2019, 2020. Andrew Green, you guys familiar with him? I don't know a lot about his work on golf courses. Of course, it was a Donald Ross.
Yeah, a little bit. The thing with the place is they've had probably 6 or 7 renovations right before the old Donald Ross, just to make it not a lot of tweaks, not a lot of big changes. But Chris, give me your opinion when it comes to the golf course. You have a 100-year-old golf course as Donald Ross, who's unequivocally my favorite, just growing up in that kind of area in the Ohio area, Central Ohio, and so many Donald Ross golf courses that I love, so much character. But as the years have gone by, obviously the characteristic just changing of the game, there's been some tweaks to it. And what Green did was he brought it back to where the original Donald Ross things went to. Fazio did some tweaks. Some of these well-renowned architect did some tweaks to it, but he brought it back to where where the old Donald Ross renovation was. And I love that part of it.
Well, everything I'm hearing from the renovation, right, is it was brought back to the original design and all this kind of stuff. Well, back in the day, right? What do they have more than anything to kind of protect the golf course? Green undulation and things like that. So they can tuck pins and make it so impossible that if you miss it in a certain area, it's impossible for you to make a par or get up and down.
Right.
So I'm really excited to kind of see this. I've seen a lot. It seems to be like a lot of clubs, a lot of golf courses around the country are going about this original design to get back to their original history. And it's very cool to see.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
So I don't know if you guys know, because I'm a fan of this course for sure because of the historical value of it. But I dug a little bit deeper. Do you realize Oak Hill originally bought property for the course back in 1905, 85 acres right on the river for $34,000. So that's equivalent of just over $1 million today. And they had their original course there. In the 1920s. The University of Rochester traded the club 355 acres of land for the 85 acres it was currently on at the time. And they threw in an additional $360,000, the equivalent of $6 million today. So ultimately, Oak Hill profited, $5 million and another 270 acres where they built the current Donald Ross course, or both courses. Of course, the East course is the only one really they play anything significant on.
Right.
And then it became what it is today. Now, we mentioned the trees. It was interesting because originally they planted 75,000 seedlings back in the 1920s because, being called Oak Hill, they wanted to have oaks. That was going to make sense, right? So over the years, of course, those trees got really, really, really big, and they said that it sort of nullified the original effect of the course. Right. So they had to go in and take some of those out, obviously. And from what I found, they've taken trees out just with every renovation that they've done. They usually thin it out just a little bit.
And that's a little bit has to do with, not to get too much in the, the agronomy of it, is they have to take some of those trees out to get some air so the grass will grow a little bit. And when you talk about some of these old school green complexes and old school kind of fairways, that the root systems are not nearly as deep over the years. They have to have some air. They have to have some things moving through and sunlight and things to get in so that grass can grow.
Well, I mean, I'll speak to that specifically with the golf course I just got done doing, and we had to take down several trees, and everybody was wondering, why are we taking down this tree? Why are we taking down this tree? And, look at Oakmont.
Yeah.
Oakmont took down every tree. I mean, their name is Oakmont, right? They took down, I think it was like 10,000 trees or something like that. Well, okay, you can have trees if you want your greens rolling at 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I call Oakmont the strip clubs of golf, because there's not a stitch of anything out there when it comes to trees.
But the finer you make the blade, the easier for it to roll for a putting surface, right?
Yeah.
The more it needs the sun and no shade.
Yeah.
And just the natural ingredients that it needs to fucking grow.
Yeah.
So excuse my language.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
But I mean, it amazes me because I have this conversation a lot of times with them.
He's got to spin the wheel, Johnny.
He does. That's a
Gotta
spinner
spin the
on
wheel.
Okay.
That's a spinner on the wheel. He gets one.
All right, we'll give him a pass.
He gets one.
But but I have this conversation with several people when they go, "Why'd you cut down this tree?" Listen, if you want greens to roll the way you see them on TV, okay, then first of all, they don't do that year round.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I tell my members at Glen Eagles all the time. I go, our PGA Tour players only see 13 on the step meter, maybe twice a year.
Yeah, you're right.
Augusta and maybe Sunday at the US Open.
Yeah, that's right. No, you're
That's about
100%. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. As Chris made a great point in terms of dealing with the country club part, is like, everybody wants these trees and it looks great, but the back end of it is, if you have all these trees, then your grass isn't really going to grow, right? So what do you want? You want good grass, or do you want good trees? Well,
right.
I mean, that's an easy question for me to answer.
No, 100%. And the thing is the finer the blade, the finer the root of the system. So you just got to be able to treat it the way you need to be able to treat it.
Yeah, and you're looking at a cold weather grass up there, and they're dealing with a lot of PO up there, right? That's kind of coming in, and how they're going to cut it, and it's a challenge. Like I said, it's a challenge. It's not like the Bermuda that we have down here, but yeah, listen, they have done everything right to this golf course. This golf course reminds me probably a little bit more than Scioto in Columbus has a lot of historical value when it comes to that. Oakmont reminds me a lot of that Scioto with the renovations and what they've really tried to do. And that's a place I'm familiar with. I haven't played Oak Hill, but per my eye, it looks a lot like what they did at Scioto and what they're trying to do at Scioto.
They just opened it up just a touch.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Let's talk about the field just a little bit, boys, because to me it's kind of an interesting field. Of course, all the big names there being the second major of the season there on the PGA Tour, but it almost feels to me like in some aspects it's wide open. You really don't have any idea. Anybody could win it. But at the same time, I feel like it's going to be dominated by either Scotty Scheffler or John Rahm. Like, I feel it's one of those guys.
Can we push
or
the button?
Or it's the field.
Can we push the button on that one?
You mean?
No check. No. So I will take the if you'd like to have a friendly wager, I will take the field over those two guys.
Okay. Well, no, I said I feel like it's both.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like from one aspect, I feel like anybody could win it. But from another aspect, I kind of feel like it's going to be one of these guys and it's everyone else against them.
Well,
so it's just weird.
It kind of back to the Tiger versus field, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's John Rahm and Scotty Scheffler
Yeah.
should be having the most of the success right
Right.
now. I get that. But not with this field.
And with the odds makers agree too, by the way. We'll get into that later.
And here's why I say that they're probably two of the 5 best drivers of the golf ball in the world. And this is what it's really going to take to play this golf course well. So if you look at that way, yeah, for sure. I like other guys.
I do too.
I didn't mean to say it that way.
No,
I don't like
Mark. I'm so marking that.
Well,
No.
don't get me wrong. Both names he mentioned, yeah, I got them in my.
Oh, you do?
But at the same time, well, because they're easy picks.
Yeah,
But I also have several others that I would go. I would rather take these odds versus the odds that have Rahm and Scheffler.
But if it was easy, it would just be the way.
Exactly.
And it's not the way.
It's not the way, but they seem to be fine every time they're in the field. They seem to find themselves at the top of the leaderboard.
They move the needle. I mean, they're but the thing is, on the gambling side of it, you can't make any money on them, right?
Well,
and
I'm with you. I'm with you. Can I say, watching the Masters, it was the first time I think I ever saw a John Rahm effect. Is that fair to say?
Fair. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
No,
that was the first time that I think Brooks even looked over his shoulder and said, "Ooh, this boy's coming."
Yeah. Okay. So I like what you're saying, but coming into the tournament with him taking a couple weeks off, his momentum really hasn't really put him there. So he's taking a couple weeks off.
I'm with you, but look at Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Scotty just had him in that. Granted, hometown, play that golf course. To be honest with you, that guy should have won. He should have won the Byron.
I just don't think Scotty.
I
don't think Scotty knows this week.
We didn't get Scotty doesn't know. We didn't get a chance to do a Nelson recap because more important things came up. But that was one of the
We didn't do one on Monday. We didn't do a Nelson recap Monday.
No, because you had other things going on.
I did. Yeah, I had a important.
It was very important, and I excused your absence that day.
Thank you, boss.
Don't talk to me like I work for you. But that was one of the things I wanted to bring up, not to get into the Nelson too much, but I almost feel like because we were out there watching a lot of this stuff, and I thought Scotty choked as much as you expected him to dominate. You never doubt Scotty Scheffler down the stretch. Like, he's going to figure out a way to come out on top and win it, especially over a guy like Jason Day that hasn't won in 5 years. But I feel like he Scotty Schefflered himself a little bit.
I don't think he's putting good enough to win this golf tournament. I just don't. I don't think the he's hitting it fine. I just don't think these greens are a lot harder than last week.
I'll give you that.
And I don't think he putted very well.
Swing that was the one that got him. Because I know Randy as you.
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I love Randy.
I do too. I think he's awesome.
He's
awesome.
He's so old school.
Yep, I love that. I love that.
But I always think great putters in their prime. Okay, Tiger, right? Jordan had him straight. Jordan will be back.
Oh, no doubt.
But Scotty's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, Scotty's is, if it's 8 feet and in, it's going in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're watching on TV, you're going, yeah, that's a make.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he missed a couple.
Yeah.
He missed a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, which kind of shocked me. I don't think he's going to do that this week.
I get a lot of calls and a lot of questions from guys I play golf with that are amateur golfers and stuff like this. And it's like, oh man, Scotty can't putt. I was like, listen, let me tell you guys something real quick. The worst putter on the PGA Tour is the best putter you've ever seen. as an amateur. They are. I mean, like the worst putter on tour is an incredible putter.
I'll output all of them
for the general public.
Worst putter in PGA history right here is right here.
But you're still a damn good putter, trust me. And so, listen, these guys, like I said, their stats are there's some stats that come out there that maybe look like these guys are bad putters, but it all is a little predicated on how well they're hitting it. It might look bad, but if they're hitting the ball from 60 feet and a 3-putt, well, it looks like they're a bad putter. Well, it's actually not. They're not hitting the ball that well. Yeah. So, stats are a little bit misleading when it comes to that sometimes.
I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. I mean, when Scotty sits there after the Byron, right? This is a golf course he knows up and down.
Yep.
It's probably a golf course he should have won on.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's be honest.
I agree. Especially with the field.
And listen, the dude shot 64, 64, 65, and then he had the 71 in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's what killed him.
It's what killed him.
Yeah.
And okay, he had an off round. But I also think, to be honest with you, I think he shot 64, 64, saw the field, and goes, it's my tournament.
Could be.
And
then look what happened on Saturday.
I don't think he'll do that at a major.
And you know what, though? Look, because we were out there, we walked the course, we saw the course, and the first thing I said to Johnny was, I could hit out of this rough.
Well,
there was no rough involved. I can't believe he shot a 71, but it was a short game. It was a putting where he screwed up.
And you did say that, and the first thing I said to you, no, you can't, first off.
Oh, I could hit out of it.
No, you can't.
Wait, that's like picking it up and throwing it, right? Like I could do that?
No, you can't. Yeah, you can pick it up and throw it. You can Judge Schmails it out there in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, I get to improve my lie, right?
Yeah, for sure. But
the foot wedge.
No, I get your point. And like I said, I really firmly believe, and you're looking at two guys. I get everyone's point. I firmly believe this. You got to drive the ball awesome here. And if you don't, you are going to be in trouble.
You know what? I mean, everybody said that, all right, so Masters, okay, you can get away with spreading it a little
There's
bit.
no rough out there at the Masters.
There's not, but at the same time, you're rewarded though when you hit the fairway.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go low at the Masters. Okay, you're not making birdies from the pine straw,
especially when it's soft. When they had this conditions and it's like a dartboard, right?
So I mean, yeah, but I mean, look how Scotty Scheffler. Okay, I mean, I've read a stat today. Do you realize he hasn't finished worse than 12th this year?
This year,
yeah, this year,
except for this tournament, he will. He'll finish. T22.
Wow.
T22.
I'll make a friendly wager.
I think you can wager on that.
Scotty. I'm a Scotty fan.
Scotty doesn't know.
T22.
Okay. I will make a friendly wager with you.
Or B22. If you got B22 on your bingo card, please check it, because that's where he's going to be.
Wow. Wait, I'm making a note of his T22 here.
And if it hits,
and I'm not the world's biggest Scotty fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're based here in Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to piss anybody off on this show because I'm pretty much done with Scotty.
No, you're not.
I root against him. So I was rooting against him last weekend at the Nelson because I wanted Day to win. And you know what? Chris doesn't know my feelings towards Scotty. When he first started winning, I was all Scotty all the time. But dude, he might be the most boring person on the planet.
That's okay.
And I'm done.
You're right. To be honest,
not exciting when he wins.
Hey, to be honest with you, Tiger was the boringest person, social media wise or whatever, the whole deal when he was going through his deal. I've never been a big Scotty supporter, but I am like internally. I mean,
sure.
I mean, he's a Dallas guy. We went to the same high school.
That's right. I forgot you went to the same high school.
Where'd you go to school? Where'd y'all go to school?
Island Park, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
How about that?
I forgot
Scotty's.
I forgot we got all this money in the room here now.
Clayton Kershaw. Who else went there? Clayton Kershaw, Scotty.
Matthew Stafford.
So Matthew Stafford and Clayton Kershaw went in the same graduating class.
They were best friends.
They're best friends.
They still are best friends.
Clayton Kershaw was actually at my sister's wedding.
I know. Get those two confused.
Yeah, seriously.
It's a bad day right there.
But Matthew Stafford, another great guy. I mean, he was a sophomore when I was a senior there.
Okay.
So I grew up knowing all these guys. And Scotty Scheffler, I knew him. He might not know me, but I knew him when I was
everybody knows Chris.
He was. He was coming up, and he was a 6-year-old whooping my ass.
Yeah, right. No, I mean he was certainly a prodigy. When you look at some of his stats going back, he won 86 out of 115 junior events here in Dallas, and probably the best junior program in the country, right? So you're looking at something like that he's always been. Here's what I half jokingly, I think he's boring in camera. I think he just walks down the street and goes to Mikosina and drinks about 5 Mumbo taxis a night and goes home and passes
You think
out.
he drinks? He doesn't even look like he drinks to me.
You know my theory. I don't trust people that don't drink.
I know.
They're high.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Real quick, if you're a member of the Highland Park golf team,
You're going to be drinking?
you got at least 4 Mambo taxis.
All right, y'all got to tell me what that is because I've never heard of that
There's
before.
It's a margarita drink at Mikosina. That's the greatest thing in the world. They cut you off at 3. You're only allowed to have 3.
Oh, okay. I've had those with you.
And Nancy Gerber, please put your earmuffs on right now.
Chris just held up 4 faint, like they cut him off at 4.
Jeb and I drank 9 one night each. Over at the Star.
Sorry, Nancy.
No, it was at the one over in Plano.
Oh yeah.
And we had just come back from McConaughey's tournament down in Austin.
Okay.
And we were, again, Nancy, please earmuffs on this one.
Wow.
Earmuffs, Nancy.
We stayed down there and drove up the next morning, and we were hurting.
Wonder why.
And Jeb was like, I can't say.
Do it.
I was like, he's like, God damn it, what you want to do? You want to go home or you want to go get drunk again? I said, drunk again? I'm already still drunk. So we drive back up from Austin and Mikosina at the Mikosina in Plano. It was a Saturday and they opened at 11 and we were literally at the doorstep at 10:45 waiting for them to open. So we had sat there for probably 3 hours and this was by sheer necessity.
We're all drunk.
We felt so bad. It was by sheer necessity. And we drank our first deal. So we drank 4 each.
Yeah.
And and it was 11 o'clock in the morning. And I listen, I'm not proud of it. Well, actually, I am proud of it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm pretty proud of it.
I got one of these behind you, but go ahead.
So the waitress comes over and is like, well, we can't serve you guys anymore. And he's like, what do you mean we can't serve you? That's how he sounds. He's going off. She's like, well, I'll tell you what. If you close out and you start a new tab and you started on a different card.
There it is.
And I literally looked at her, still just hammer drunk. I told her, I was like, I love you.
Johnny said, I got 6 different cards. How far can we take this?
They're all maxed out, but I got a few. So no, long story short, there's some special stuff with those Mambo taxis, and I'm pretty sure he's that closet guy that walks down because he lives right there. There's a Mikosina right there where he lives.
Hey, you could throw a rock from Park Season and find 4 Mambos.
Yeah. No, that's a funny story.
I know where we're going after the show.
I got
another show to do.
Cocktails are good.
All right, boys, let's take a quick break. And then when we come back on the other side, we're going to talk about some odds. We already know who the favorites are, obviously, but we'll get into some odds and see if you guys agree with some of these. A little bit later, we've got some guests coming on. Mr. Gerry Hammond will join us here in about 45 minutes or so. He is a PGA of America member, a teaching professional, and he's very familiar with one of the players that will be playing this weekend. We'll talk a little bit about him and get into some other stuff here for the 105th PGA Championship from Oak Hill up in Rochester, New York. We are From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. You know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life, man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? It means if you play or have a business, or, you know, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal, or, you know, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on Fan Stream Sports. I'm IndyCar Tim. That is John Gerber. That is Chris Kohler. Wrapping things up over here on the corner of the table, the visitors' corner of the table.
He's got the good seat. He looks right at you, and
I mean, everybody should look right at me.
oh boy,
That's what I'm talking to boot.
boot.
A boot, eh?
Hey, Tim, I thought this used to be your seat, man. That's how it feels.
Well, I got to do all the important stuff in here now. It was my seat.
That's why the screen was black, right? That's why we
Yeah.
got cut off. We got to get a
Man.
new production assistant.
No kidding. We got somebody who knows what they're doing in here. No, what it is, it's stupid mouse. So you guys have, you're familiar with the computer mouse, right? Everybody obviously uses one.
Sure.
This one has has buttons where the thumb is. And if you push the top one, it's supposed to like go forward in your browser. If you push the one behind it, it goes like it's pushing, like pushing the back arrow on your browser, which
Sounds like
I
BS.
accidentally
Sounds
hit
like
it.
BS to me, Kohler.
I just need it.
But he's just making up shit.
Sir, I'm just a humble PGA golfer.
By the way, Kohler, you had a really good idea a few seconds ago, and then I know we haven't had time to facilitate that yet.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, are we doing it?
Well, yeah. What's the next break? Yes.
Well, I'll even excuse you right now. Johnny, I can handle the odds if you want to go ahead and make that call. We'll make it happen.
We can do it on there.
Yeah, we're gonna make it happen.
Tell me, Casino, we get a spot for him. We get
Yeah.
free Mambos.
We're getting Mambo taxis delivered to the studio right here.
We are. That
I
is.
didn't know you could do that.
We can't hear in Texas. Isn't that funny? You can't hear in Texas.
Well, you can now. I don't think you could before.
I don't think COVID for too many things, but sir,
Man.
ways to go is one thing.
No kidding.
Two things that COVID helped is the golf business.
Yes, sir.
Thank
and
you, Abbott.
and the booze business, because you can get takeout booze.
Let's go over while we're waiting on our Mambo taxis. Did I say it right? Mambo taxis? Mambo taxis?
So great.
Mambo taxi.
Mambo taxis.
Will they cut you off if you get them to go? Like,
How would they
Yeah,
know?
They do it by the pitcher, I believe.
oh, they're about $38 a Mambo.
My nipples just got hard.
Oh, come on.
Just saying.
That's
Internets.
That's next show, please.
That's
sir.
going to be next show.
It is.
There may not be a next show depending on how many of these we have.
That is correct. That is correct. That is
Right.
correct.
By the way, that's the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim show right here on FanStream Sports, 7:00 Central Time every Monday and Wednesday.
Great plug.
Great plug. So let's go over the odds here just a little bit. We talked a little bit about Scheffler and Rahm, of course, are the two favorites. Scotty stuff. These are via Caesar Sportsbook, as we do them every week. Scotty Scheffler at 13-2, and John Rahm literally right behind him at 7-1. And you guys, or at least Johnny, you're like, no, neither one of those guys. You're taking anybody other than them, right?
Well, a little bit too. It's just you can't make any money on them, right? And you still have to lay the same amount of money. You know, it's okay, 13-2, so he's 7.5 to 1, right? So if you lay
Right.
you lay 100, you're going to win 750. You just can't make any money. For my money, the ROI is just not there, and that's okay. I mean, I'm usually not a guy that picks favorites, anyways. Either the top favorites, unless I really feel that there's something, or I make a call that I really kind of know.
Sure.
And
Chris, you can turn the actual microphone a little bit like towards your. There you go. I just don't want it facing away from you.
So you know, for my money, there's just not a lot of value there. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to win. Just for my money,
You said Scheffler's not going to win.
I'd rather play him in matchups, right? I'd rather
Okay.
see how they're playing and play him in matchups.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You know, something like that. So where you can get kind of 1-to-1 on your money, and you know, you bet 100 against someone through the week, see how they're playing. So we'll see. Like I said, for me, they're certainly not on my card. I'll take the field.
So go ahead, Chris.
No, go.
So I've split all of the odds up into favorites, contenders, sleepers, and what I call the frisky picks,
Frisky.
which Johnny would define as ham sandwiches.
Why are you changing up my stuff?
Because I like the word frisky.
Why?
better.
You know,
All right, ham
I
sandwiches.
know this is your show.
Oh,
you
it's your
say,
show.
You say this all the time. This is your show. I
This is
get
Johnny's show. I'm
Yeah.
just a bystander
it.
on it.
Yeah.
All right,
And
we'll call that category potential ham sandwiches. How's that?
can you wear the hat, please? We have a great sponsor, and you never want to wear the hat.
Started-
It matches your beard.
Started sweating.
Your who's that? Who was that? That Elvira beard you got? Like the
Oh, a mistress of the dark.
yeah.
Remember
Elvira.
her?
Yeah, Elvira.
I used to stay up late at night and watch her just to do like teenager stuff. to
Looks like
myself.
racing stripes.
That's what she said. I didn't say who.
Okay. Well, how do you know? You don't even know.
I don't even know. We won't get into that. I'll get in trouble.
Thank you.
It's people that listen to this show
Appreciate it.
that still respect me.
Well, that's too late.
Not very many of those.
Too late. Too late.
Not very many of those. All right, boys. So my favorites for the tournament, and I'll just read them all off, and then you tell me kind of your thoughts on one or all or the list.
They're all bad.
Scotty Scheffler at 13-2, John Rahm at 7-1, Rory McIlroy at 12-1, Patrick Cantlay 16-1, along with Xander Schauffele at 16-1, and Brooks Koepka at 18-1. Those are what I consider the group of favorites. So, Johnny, we're going to go over our picks, and Chris, you'll have your picks too. We'll do that a little bit later in the show in the second hour. But as far as a group goes, how do you feel about all these guys being favorites? And I don't mean just odds. I'm not talking about because they're favorites according to Caesar Sportsbook, but as far as their chances of actually winning, because we know just because you're the high odds doesn't mean that you have a chance of winning based on the course and your style of play and things like that you take into account, Johnny.
Go ahead, CK1.
Well, I just want to know.
You call him CK1?
Yeah.
Isn't that a cologne?
Well,
That's a
his
great
initial-
nickname.
That's his initials too.
With the number 1?
Well, he is the one.
That's a great nickname.
He's the head professional
Love
at
that.
Glen Eagles. He is being the one.
I mean, he's the guy.
Shout out to Chance Man being the one.
I just want to know how.
Spit it out, son. Spit it out.
When did Xander Schauffele win a tournament recently?
This week.
Oh, no, he said when did he, not when will he.
Oh.
When has he not re-gripped the club 15 times before he's gonna?
So you're saying he's due? Basically, what you're saying. He's
No.
due.
I don't think he likes Xander Schauffele.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
I don't.
Okay.
Wow.
I got to be honest with you.
He wears me out a little bit too.
He's a California kid, right?
He reminds me of Sergio Garcia back in the Tiger winning Bethpage.
I promise you, he wouldn't be happy you compared him to Sergio.
I mean, he's got 3 top 5s in majors, right?
Fine, Sergio.
He finished second to Brooks second, no, wasn't to Brooks, second in 2019 in the Masters.
The
Okay,
PGA
2019. We're in 2023.
Are we,
PGA Championship is notorious for having first-time major winners.
And I'm with you, but what has he done this
I don't
year?
think that's this course, though. Not set up like this.
I don't know. I get what you're saying. I 100% get what you're saying.
Like, don't get me wrong. I remember him being down the stretch a couple times, but he has not succeeded.
Can't finish.
Can't finish.
Yeah.
That dude regrips it more than Sergio Garcia does at Bethpage Black.
Yeah.
Freaking whenever Tiger won the U.S. Open.
Yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with you there. But
I mean,
this week's the week.
When was his last win? Zurich?
Yeah, the team event. No, that was last year. They didn't win this past year. He's won
2022 Zurich though.
No, that's a team event though.
That's
Well, okay, but that's still counts as a win.
No, he won. He won. He's won within the last 15 months.
yeah, he has.
I don't know what. I don't know what.
I'd have to look it up.
Please do. You're the researcher and you're a producer.
I'm just saying in 2023, I really can't sit there besides maybe when he was in Hawaii, really go, he's down the stretch, he's got involved and all that. I don't remember his name being up there.
His last win was last July at the Genesis Scottish Open.
Well, there you go.
Travelers.
You got some tough weather
Right
got some
before
tough
that.
weather. You got some AWC, adverse weather conditions. I'm just telling you.
There's no point in abbreviating it AWC and if you say it right after it.
Whose show is this?
We're all drunk.
I would say
love this show.
I would say who pays the bills, but we all know Nancy Gerber pays the bills. So,
I love this show.
I would say it was me, but it's not. That being said, no. And I'm not sure I like the way you're talking to me right now.
I was talking to Chris.
Okay, thank you.
Before you answer though, can I ask you a question though? Does it bother you how much he?
Yes.
I mean,
He bothers me in general. Like he's a little guy.
Is he on your
Like,
list?
I don't like little people in the first place.
Wow.
Like, so he bothers me.
I don't think you're allowed to call them little people. I think you're supposed to call them midgets.
You can't say that. I didn't mean that. Like
Oh.
no, like not that way.
Is he not a midget?
Not like real little people. Little, like not like mini kiss. Like not.
Midget wrestling?
Yeah, no, not them. We're going.
You're a
to
fan of midget
We're
wrestling.
going to hell.
Tim, your Mambo taxi is getting canceled.
No. No.
You started down this rabbit hole.
I want to thank everybody for joining us today.
I guess that's it.
I guess that's it.
No, but in all seriousness, is a golf professional, right? We're sitting here talking. He regrets. How do I know in the high moment of tension and pressure, is he in the major? Is he going to grip it the right way at the right time? That's what I want to know.
He regrips it the same amount of times every time. That's the weird part.
It's the process.
That's his
not.
routine.
It's an OCD thing.
You don't think?
No, I've counted them.
Well, I guess I got to cancel that bet.
Damn it.
I've counted.
Thought Johnny knew golf.
17, 15, whatever.
Okay, it's a lot.
It's different.
It's a
every
lot.
time.
Okay,
So when you say regripping, is it just him doing this with the club? Or does he take his hands off, put them back, one hand off? Like what's his process? Because I've never noticed.
Everybody remembers the Sergio deal at Bethpage.
My God.
Those guys just yelling at him.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's not like I don't know if he's totally regripping.
It's just taking his palms off of the club and then
Boy,
back.
that
and-
really bothers you, doesn't it?
No, I get it. I get it.
See, that's wearing you out.
I get it.
Because I don't even think you grip the club. You just go up and hit it, and where you
Well,
don't even think.
Listen, I got my little. I pulled my little.
Oh, you do have the sleeve thing, don't you? We talked about that last time.
I do, but I'm just saying it doesn't seem like it's a regular thing.
And who was it we talked about that had the silly toe tap? One of the guys y'all play with that was at Pebble with the toe tap, the weird toe tap.
Not
Chase Thomas.
yeah, Chase.
My
Yeah.
partner.
Everybody's got their weird things, right?
Well, some more than
Maybe
others,
this is Xander's with the gripping. I don't know.
Some others more than others like you.
I got to adjust my equipment before I swing every time.
But what Chase and I do is different. Is we do it the same way every time.
Yeah.
Xander does not.
It's random.
It's a random deal.
Mhm.
So I mean, I've counted. It's either 11, 12, 17, 16, whatever. It just depends. So for me, I'm sitting there watching, going, "How many times is he going to regrip it this time?"
Right.
The more he regrips it, the more I know he's feeling it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
So-
fair. Well, it'll change this week.
What are y'all's thoughts on Brooksy?
Love Brooks.
I don't like to talk about him because of the whole live golf thing, but he was my favorite, one of my favorites here on the tour.
So I looked it up earlier, though. He did not do well in 2013. He did not. But
That's 10 years ago.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think he plays well in this type of golf course. These types of golf courses. I don't think he plays well. Well, I mean, he did win. He did win at Bethpage. I take that back, I guess. But
Black.
I don't think he's tested enough to play. I know he played. I'm looking at how he kind of faltered at the Masters, right? And I think that him not playing this type of super competitive 4 rounds, if you look him at the last round of the Masters, he faltered in the last round. I think the same way for him not playing four tournaments that are 4-day events. I think that's gonna lend to him. I don't think he plays well this week.
So I completely understand where you're coming from. I really do. But at the same time, with the weather, everything they were dealing with, it wasn't a final round. It was a final 27, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had I can't say AWC apparently. So they had some rough
But you
weather.
can
But
just say AWC.
I would have liked to see what would happen if it was like a true 72-hole format.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. Fair.
But everybody played in the same conditions.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
I like DJ more than I like Koepka this week.
What? Oh, okay. Just this week.
I
You
agree.
scared me for a second.
I agree.
Yeah. I just think that he's so oblivious to everything. He just goes out there and just, that's just me. But like I said, if that group that you said, and we'll talk about a little bit later on, Xander's more on my card than any of those other guys. I think just the weather conditions, things like that. I think how strong he is mentally, Xander, I think that's going to kind of bode well a little bit for him, especially if the weather gets bad, cold. It's going to be raining this week, so you're going to deal with a lot of different conditions, and that's why I kind of like.
Here's my hot sports opinion about Brooks Koepka and the PGA Championship.
Okay.
I think that 2021 loss to Phil. What did he lose? Was it 2 shots? 1 shot, 1 stroke, 2 strokes? I can't remember. But right there, and then being there grouped with Phil when Phil did what Phil did. We don't need to give Phil any credit. But with the crowds going nuts and him witnessing that, getting literally lost in the galleries as they were trying to find Phil and all that crap, especially on 18, what a fiasco that was to the PGA Tour. I think that messed with his head. I think it messed with his head a little bit.
I think, well,
I mean, that was 2 years ago, but still.
2 years ago is a long time, especially what's kind
In
of
the golf
transpired with Liv, him going out to play Liv, how kind of with his injuries, things like that, these types of cold weathers, you got some of these lingering injuries that maybe not completely going to be healed. I think, man, you get some of that weather that certainly doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, he hadn't won a major since 2019.
And he's probably not going to win another major in 2023.
I might have him picked. We'll get into that next hour.
Yeah.
But all right, well, so that's my group of favorites. All right, here's my group of contenders. Tony Finau.
Nope.
Yes.
Dustin Johnson.
Yes.
Justin Thomas.
Nope.
Cameron Smith.
Check.
Jason
Yes.
Day. Colin Morikawa. Shut up, Johnny. Cameron Young.
I don't work for you.
Yes.
Don't talk to me like I work for you.
Yes.
Cameron Young. Victor Hovland.
Yes.
Matthew Fitzpatrick. Sung J M. Jordan Spieth. My boy, Max Homa. Terrell Hatton, Tom Kim, Taylor Gooch, Sam Burns, and
You're just going to go
Hideki
through the whole
Matsuyama.
field? Or are you going to go through
No,
the whole
these
field?
are my contenders.
By
the way, John Daly withdrew, and my heart's broken.
Cam Young's going to have a chance to win this golf tournament.
Okay, I put him in my contenders.
Absolutely.
I'm just
At
telling
30-1.
I'm telling you, Cam Young's going to have a chance to win this golf tournament for a lot of reasons. We'll talk about that a little bit later on when we get to our picks. There's a lot of reasons why I like Cam Young a lot. And I know he hasn't been great for him, but this golf course is perfect for him. Perfect. And now, like I said, the golf course setting up for you doesn't mean you're going to win because you be in that spot. I like how last year he was in that British Open spot and had a chance to win. This is the type of golf course he grew up on.
You're absolutely right. And he just seems to have that Brooks Koepka effect where it's a major and that's what matters to him.
And he drives the ball so well. He drives the ball so well.
And that's the thing is, for some of these guys, sometimes the harder the setup, the better it sets up for that player.
Because it makes them think about it more.
And Koepka is one of those guys, and that's why I'm gonna tell you, at some point he's going to win a major again. But yeah, you're right. Cam Young, he reminds me so much of Koepka because he just overpowers a golf course.
Yep.
But at the same time, he thinks about it way different than a regular tour event.
And he's probably played this golf course more than anyone out on the PGA Tour, right? He grew up not too far from there. Is obviously a father, a PGA member, a little bit kind of like Justin Thomas when he won his first PGA Championship, right?
Did you see that? Interview that he did? That he was like when he was back in New York, in Brooklyn. And they asked him, someone coming from Brooklyn, how's it feel to come up and and rise to the PGA Tour kind of thing? He goes, I don't know what research you did, but my dad was the head professional at Sleepy Hollow. I didn't have it that bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, right. No, that's great. That's a great point. And like I said, he's used to this, and like I said, we'll talk about our picks a little bit later on in our second hour, but it just seems like it fits for a lot of reasons. Like first time winner, drives the ball so well. And like I said, this PGA Championship out of all the majors is notorious for having first time winners and first time major winners. And he fits that category. And also is that over the last 8 years, there's only been one guy that has won the PGA Championship that's been out of the top 15 in the world. That was Phil Mickelson when he won at Kiel.
Idiot.
So keep that in mind.
Idiot. Then let's get into the sleepers here that we have. We have two more categories.
What do you consider sleepers? Like they're just lawing you to death, or they're just little longer shots?
I think my first sleeper is 65-1.
Yeah, that would do it.
Last sleeper would be 90-1.
That
and then
certainly fits.
my potentially frisky ham sandwiches are all above that. So my sleepers that we have: Patrick Reed.
Nope.
Shane Lowry.
Potential.
Adam Scott. No, I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm just saying these are listed in the sleepers category. Patrick Reed, Shane Lowry.
Don't cut me off.
Don't talk to me like I work for me. Adam Scott.
Yes, sir.
Keegan Bradley.
He hates cold weather.
Yes, sir.
Keegan.
Ricky Fowler.
And no.
Sahith Theegala.
Yes, sir.
Nope.
Tommy Fleetwood Mac. Wyndham Clark. Justin Rose. Joaquin Neiman. Abraham Answer. The person that we don't speak about on this show, whose initials are PM, who won that 2021 PGA Championship. KH Lee. Corey Connors.
Yep.
And Bryson.
Nope.
Bryson's 90-1.
No value. There's a reason why he's 90-1.
He's not going to make the cut.
Nope.
So those are my sleepers for you.
Okay.
All right.
Not
So
bad.
out of the sleepers, the names you remember from that list, who do you think has the best chance? Lowry?
Yep.
I'd probably say Lowry
Here
out of that list.
He's got major pedigree.
Here's
Yeah.
the only, and this weather is going to be perfect for him, right? The only concern I have for him, he tees off early tomorrow, and that's going to be
It's going to be cold.
It's going to be brutal, those conditions. But if anybody can kind of come out of that, it's him. That's my only concern. If he gets off to a kind of a rocky start and gets behind the 8 ball and shoots 74, that's going to be struggling. If he goes out and plays that early wave and shoots even par or 1 under par, that guy's got a real chance to win. Because
I mean, he's Irish, right?
Yeah, he's Irish.
So it's always cold there.
Yeah, and he loves these.
Good
types
day,
of
mate.
These types of golf courses. So I'll put a little 2 cents on Corey Connors too.
I do like Shane Lowry. I like him a lot. I like watching him play.
Well, I'm going to throw some love at Theegala. Theegala to me has been the steady Eddie for a year and a half now.
But look at his results in cold when it plays in the cold. It's not good. It's not good.
I hear you. I think eventually you figure it out. I really do. And to be honest with you, just
Talent wise, for sure. I 100% agree. Talent wise, the guy's got all the tools.
I think eventually he's a major champion.
I agree.
I just I'm not saying that he's going to win this one. I just think he's a sneaky top 10.
He fits the mold to win a championship. Yeah, I agree with you. It's just a matter of, this is going to be this tournament is going to be kind of the luck of the draw a little bit when it comes to weather. So if these guys can get off to a start that play really early tomorrow, and there might be a frost delay tomorrow morning. If that early group, you watch that early group, if you get somebody like a Shane Lowry that shoots 1 under par or 2 under par, and then they get the turn for Friday and they get in the afternoon a lot better weather, if they can kind of brave the elements after the first early wave, look at maybe some of those guys coming out of early wave, and they could shoot themselves out of the tournament early also.
No, and I'm with you, but I mean, I didn't look at the wind. Did you look at the wind? Is it blowing early?
Not early, but it's cold. It's going to
But
be very, very cold.
No, I'm with you. But I mean, I think someone out of that early group's going to post an early 4 or 5 under.
Boy.
Ooh, in day one?
Day one.
Wow.
In somewhere in that, I think they got tee times going 6:10.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
Well, 7:10 for them, but 60.
7:10,
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry, I was looking at my time.
Yeah.
Right. And then going all the way. I think in the first 2 hours, someone's going to post at least 5 under.
Wow.
And because you got people like Tony Finau. And
God, he plays bad in cold weather, though, dude.
No. But I'm just talking about the talented people that you got going.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I don't have it in front of me. I was looking it up earlier, but you had several people. You had George Spieth teeing off before 9 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
I think someone's going to post a number. Now, don't get me wrong. Afternoon group has their chance. But how long is that frost delay? And is that going to mean they got to go to the next morning to freaking wake up?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think, like I said when we opened the show, I hope weather is not the story of the tournament.
Yeah,
I hope the golf course is, because it's such a great golf course. I hope the weather isn't the story.
Well, and we had weather deal with the story in Masters.
Yep.
And that's the last thing we want for the next 3.
Yeah, right.
You know, the only major you want the weather to be a part of
British Open.
British Open.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sorry, the Open.
No. We don't call it
We call it the British
It's
Open.
the British Open.
It's the British Open.
You're
here.
damn right, it's the British Open.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Idiots.
I still say that this championship should fall after the British.
I agree.
I still say
I like it better than in the fall.
they eliminate. We were talking about this earlier. They're eliminating half of the golf courses on the East Coast.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. And I know that, talking to the tour guys, especially last week, and then when I was down at the World Golf Championship covering it for Golf Central Magazine, is that the schedule is so bad. So they're going Texas up there, coming back to Texas. And for the tour guys, it's awful. Now, I think the PGA likes it because it opens up some golf courses. If you hear like the press conference of Seth Wall and those guys, they loved it because it opens up golf courses, but that's just them. The tour guys don't like it. I'm just telling you right now, the tour guys do not like the schedule in the spring.
What do they know?
Well, and I can tell you right now, the DFW does not like what they just did. No, because I will tell you, as an assistant golf professional at Colonial for 4 years,
yeah,
it was such a privilege to have Byron Nelson, Colonial, and then
I loved that. I was just telling him last week when we were out at the Nelson, I'm like, man, I wish they were still back to back.
Well, the cool part is you like those kind of swings. Like, you like the California swing, you like the Florida swing, you like the Texas swing. Yes. Why can't they take May and go Houston, San Antonio, Colonial, Dallas, right? How good would that be? Like, you have those swings. That's what they do in Florida. That's what they do in California. Why can't they do it? And I never understood that part.
It frustrates me to no end.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I worked at Colonial for 4 years, and I used to see some of the greatest fields come through there.
Absolutely.
And it was amazing. I mean, and now I see the field coming in, and no disrespect to anybody that's a PGA Tour player, right? I mean, that's coming down to win the stretch. But I mean, let's look
There's bigger names than others.
But let's look at the Byron Nelson this last week, right? You had Eckroat, and you had how do you pronounce his name?
Marty Doe.
Marty Doe. There you go. Thank you. Sorry. Do you really think the AT&T Byron Nelson was hoping that one of those two guys was going to win their tournament? No, they were pulling for Scotty Scheffler
and I can appreciate these, younger guys getting some starts. It's just cool. I can appreciate, but you're 100% right. And a little bit what killed the field was Jordan withdrawing. Didn't help at all, right?
Didn't help.
He's the poster boy for AT&T, but you're 100% right. But also a little bit of that is, Colonial is going to feel that because it's not an elevated field event.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So now they've backed, so now it's separated.
Yeah.
So now you have these guys that are, well, like Jordan. I'm not doubting Jordan. I'm sure Jordan was injured, but Jordan didn't want to chance a little tinge in his back or whatever
before the PGA.
And I can only imagine how hard that was for Jordan.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because that is his home.
How do you think AT&T felt about that?
But what is the one thing Jordan's missing? The PGA.
Yeah.
So he picked the PGA over his hometown deal, and I don't blame him because he's going after what so many other guys can do.
I'd be surprised if he plays Colonial, and here's why I say that is because it's not an elevated field event.
He's already committed, but you're right.
And then you have Memorial the week after. That's an elevated field event. And then he's not probably not going to play Canada. And then you got the U.S. Open, right? So health wise, he could make the excuse, hey, I'm still hurt, getting ready for Memorial. Those guys aren't missing Memorial because they'll get fined, right? So they're all the big hitters are playing Memorial. But it wouldn't surprise me if something happens that if he struggles this week with his wrist, it'll be certainly a easy WD from Colonial, which is sad.
Yeah.
All right, boys, we can take another quick break. We're up against it. We're from the rough on Fan Street Sports. We're going to come back on the other side. We've got Gerry Hammond from the Golf Depot in Gahanna, Ohio, right outside of Columbus. Why anybody would want to live there is beyond me, but that's the way it is. He is a PGA teaching professional. He is a PGA of America member, and he has instructed one of the guys playing who we hope to have on, but he's probably not going to be on because he's busy practicing and preparing for the PGA Championship. But that's all on the other side. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. That's Chris. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. Fan Stream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life, man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCar Tim from the rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com. That's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to FanStream Sports and From the Rough, here from the FanStream Sports Studios in Dallas, Texas. I'm IndyCarTim. That is John Gerber. That is Chris Kohler. And we are talking 105th PGA Tour Championship. We've talked odds. We've talked course setup. We've talked who's not here. By the way, again, I'm heartbroken that John Daly is not playing. I can't believe it. Like, why even watch golf anymore? What's the point? If John Daly's not going to play, why does anybody watch golf?
Well, no one should, because he doesn't play much anymore. So,
but this is the one time a year I get to watch him.
well, you don't watch
Or the Masters.
You don't watch a champion.
I go visit his. No, but I get to go visit his RV at the Hooters.
Oh, that's true.
By the way, that's a great bit.
That is.
It's like we don't show that enough love. And we need to fulfill your promise one of these days of having John on the show.
Well, we will. Once, with all this transition, what's happening with Tampa.
I forgot you were transitioning. Sorry.
He's there in Tampa, and he's going to be affiliated a little bit with our new brand Turf Life there, I believe. He was affiliated with them before. Now with the kind of the takeover from our new business and our new business venture, I think there's going to be some opportunities to get JD on. So looking forward to that for sure.
I just want to play golf with him. And then go drinking with him, or drink with him on the golf course. Kill two birds with one stone.
There's probably a lot of things that you would like to do with him.
No, there's just two. I just said the two things: drink and play golf.
Who are you raising your voice?
That's all I need to do. Don't imply you're the one transitioning.
Why are you raising your voice?
That's not raising my voice.
Sounds like it.
That's emphatically stating an opinion.
It's wrong.
I can do what I want.
I guess.
I mean, it's your show.
See what happens when I leave for a while. Don't come in studio. Just things go out of control. See what happens.
I had to give you directions 3 times on how to get here.
That's true.
It's been so long since you've been here.
That is true.
Don't you miss this room though? I know you miss this room.
I don't miss you. I miss the room.
I'm never here.
What?
I'm only here all the time.
No, you're not.
I'm wearing that couch. We need a new couch, by the way.
We don't need a new couch.
I've been wearing it out.
Next show, please.
You broke it.
I did break it.
You broke the couch the day after we got it, or the love seat.
I did. I admit it. Not in the ways that I needed to, but yes, I stepped on it to hang something.
Not in a good way. Stepped in the wrong spot and broke it.
Yeah, that was true.
We can't have anything nice here.
I'm just a bad person, Kohler.
You're a great person.
Hey, just don't let him around your furniture, okay?
Yeah, furniture. I can mess up some furniture. I'll spill shit on it. Doesn't matter.
So real quick, Johnny, before we get Gerry Hammond on the phone, tell us real quick, because I don't think he's going to be able to come on with us, about Wyatt and his story and the fact that he's playing this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good story. This is his second PGA Championship back-to-back, so he's played in 3 total.
Wyatt Worthington the second, by the way, if you're going to go look him up.
Yeah, he's affiliated with our facility there in Columbus, the Golf Depot. I've known Wyatt since he's 10-year-old, 8-year-old kid. Such a great guy. He's a man now. He's in his mid-30s. He's one of these pillars in the golf business that I really think, after he gets kind of done playing and teaching, and I think he's got more things in the future for him to kind of grow the game. And I'm excited about listen, the thing with Wyatt, I want to tell everyone that's listening is like everything good comes his way. He deserves. And he is wholeheartedly such a good guy. He's worked hard for the things that he's have. He's an incredible player, but he's worked himself into a good player, right? Like I said, he didn't grow up wealthy. He's always worked hard, and he's always super respectful. And I think the world of Wyatt. And we had him on the show this time last year. We had him on the show for his second PGA Championship. And thank you for him coming on, just with time constraints and with him still on the golf course right now at the PGA Championship. Hopefully he might be able to sneak in, but
he wanted to come on. He
planned on coming on, but with the weather and things like that up there, listen, we don't want to We don't want to mess up his routine. We'd rather see him play well and maybe get him on Saturday when he makes the cut. If wishful thinking. I hope he has that opportunity. He has the skill set. Really, for this place, he's grew up this type of golf course. He's grew up in this weather, and he hits the ball very long and drives it incredible. I mean, you hit it long, you hit it straight, you drive the ball really well. He hits it 40 yards farther than you, and that's really saying something.
Than me or than Kohler?
Well, yeah.
I mean, he can't hit it 40 yards farther than me.
He hits it 300 yards farther than you.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah. So, listen, man, if you want to pull for somebody that's one of the 20 in the field this week from our association, the PGA, root from Wyatt. So, all good things for him for sure.
So it is a good story, and he was on with us last week. I want to say he just missed the cut.
He did. He missed
last year.
He missed the cut by one last year.
Yeah, but
Southern Hills. So,
but it's a good story nonetheless. And like you said, he's one of the good guys that you need to root for. And man, I've only talked to him that one time.
Yeah.
That we interviewed him for and it was funny. We should have thought hadn't done this year. We had to interview him ahead of time. I think we did it on a Monday.
Yep.
Last year, we should have just gone ahead and planned on that because obviously he's going to be busy today, and we thought it was nice to have him live, but it didn't work out that way.
To his credit, he's playing early in the morning. He was like, listen, if I can't get off the golf course, he said, can we do it tomorrow after I got done playing? I was like, no, don't worry about it, man. Yeah. Handle your business. I appreciate the offer, but we'll certainly talk in the future.
And you know what? It might be fun to have him on next week.
Yeah.
To maybe just talk about his experience.
True.
After he makes the cut.
Yeah. After he makes the cut. Yeah. I mean, there's no question. Sorry, I'm kind of jacking with graphics.
Yeah.
I'm trying to produce and do a show here at the same time. Okay.
We might as well go ahead and try to call Gerry because
we're going to.
It might take him a couple of times to get on. So we'll give this around. So go ahead.
Yeah, we're doing that now. Why don't you and Chris over there talk amongst yourselves?
There ain't much to talk about. We're friends. I don't have to yell at him like I have to.
I mean, it's PGA week. I mean, just something you can talk about.
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't.
What's your favorite PGA Championship course that they play? There's something to talk about. Maybe not.
I don't know. There's a lot.
Wow.
There's a lot.
Show's just gone right downhill.
Thank you, producer. Production value continues to go down.
Oh, it started down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never been great.
Absolutely. Do you know how to use the phone, son?
No, I'm new to this.
Yeah, I got some.
Hit me.
All right, so
should have known.
Tiger just had surgery.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think he's done.
He's not done.
I think he's done.
I think he's done this year.
He's done winning majors.
He's definitely done this year.
There we go.
He's done. Gerry Hammond.
Sir.
Do you have us? This is From the Rough on FanStream Sports. Johnny and Tim and Chris, how are you?
Yeah, what's up, fellas? Chris, Johnny, what's up, baby?
Hey, Gerry. Hey, I know you're busy out there, man. I appreciate you jumping on here. Hey, we want to talk to you a little bit about, I know you're out there at the PGA Championship, and I know it's cold. Did you bring enough clothes, first off?
I did.
You did?
I had to. Yeah, I checked the weather, man. It's freezing out here.
Yeah.
It's like 30-something this morning, but I didn't get here till later, so, but yeah, it's cold. I got on two cover-ups, man. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's. How do you have you been on the grounds? You got there today? You've been on the grounds? Give us a little bit of an insight, Gerry, on how you think the golf course is playing. I know it's long. I know the rough. I mean, we're used to that kind of in that Midwest this time of year. How do you think the golf course is playing, and where do you think it's going to lend to the type of players that's going to have some success this week?
I think everybody's in the game this week, even the short hitters. I think par is going to be everyone's friend. It's playing very, tough. It's going to be cold. The rough is up. It's a great golf course, and I don't think it's going to lend crazy low scores. So, middle of the green, catch a few here or there, hit some close, get some birdies. I think that's what it's going to be. I think if you get too aggressive, man, you can pay the price real quick, fast, in a hurry out there. So, and just knowing numbers. I mean, that's kind of what Wyatt's working on now. Is just stats, and just kind of knowing where to hit this thing and trying to hit numbers. So he can just plot his way through the round. And I think most players will probably be doing that, given the nature of the course.
Yeah, we talked a little earlier in the first hour of the show that we thought maybe probably 8, 9 under. It'd be really surprising to me if 10 under par, if they got to double digits. Do you kind of see that when you go out there? And we talked a little bit. I think it's going to lend a little bit to the longer hitters that are really good drivers of the golf ball, just because of the length of playing 7,400 yards par 70. Do you kind of see that out there, that maybe 8, 9 under par playing more like a U.S. Open than a PGA Championship?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Like you said it. The longer hitters that drive it well is going to be the key. Those guys are going to have an advantage. Some of the holes aren't playing crazy long either, so they've got some shorter par fours that these guys can carry these bunkers and take lines. The longer hitters can take lines that others can, and they're going to have wedges in. So they'll have obviously a better advantage than the shorter hitters. I think the cold air is probably going to play a factor as well, and especially like the morning wave is going to be cold, it's going to be brisk. So there's I think the afternoon wave, but it's going to flip flop. So some of that is always luck of the draw when you see off, and the conditions bring that day.
Yeah.
Gerry, we talked a little bit ago about Wyatt Worthington II. We kind of told his story a little bit here on the air, and of course we had him on last year before the PGA and discussed him at length. You're closer to him than we are, and you're more familiar with his game than we are. How do you think he's going to contend here? This is a really, really hard course. Like we've discussed, it's almost a U.S. Open setup. How do you think this course is going to play to his game, and how do you feel like he's going to play this week?
Well, he's coming off of some good rounds, and he's striking the ball really well. I think the key, like you said, is just making sure he's staying the court. That's the major thing. Just really plan and have a plan in place and try to stick to that plan and hit numbers. And he hits it long enough to where I think if he wants to be aggressive, he can try and take advantage of it. But I think if he just plays his game, he's a good ball striker. He's putting it well right now. He's been working really hard on his short game. So familiarizing himself with the greens and around the greens, and just kind of how the grass is very rough and hit certain shots in these greens, and leaving the ball in the right places if in case you miss some shots. It's just plot. It's strategic. It's not just to go out and banging around courses this week. And like I said, the element. So I think he'll do. It really depends, man. I think it's his third time around. I'm hoping that the third time's a charm. This goes. So I think it's a little more familiar with the setting and environment. Those first 2 times can be intimidating, but
yeah,
I think he's grown as a player. His game has excelled. He's a smarter player. Like I said, he's coming off some good rounds, striking it well. So, I like our chances. I really do. But it's rough out here, man. It's rough. So, but I like where he is. I really do, man. I'm looking for some good things. I'm looking to stay here all week, and not have to hopefully leave out early, because that's what happens, right? You make the cut, you got to move. Don't make the cut, you got to move to the next place. So, but I like where we are at the moment.
Gerry, we got Chris Kohler in studio here, the head professional here down in Glen Eagles. He's got a question for you, and he's one of the friends of the show, one of the great PGA professionals that we have in our association, and he's kind of getting familiar a little bit with you and your story. And I know he had a couple questions he wanted to ask you about a little bit of your journey and kind of where you're at and things like that. So we appreciate Chris in studio, but he's got a question for you.
Sure.
Gerry, I'm just curious, what is different between this PGA Championship and in other PGA Championships you've been able to be a part of?
That's really a good question. I think it's a different environment. It's the course is phenomenal, and all the courses have been good. They've had their share of challenges. They have their defenses, and this one is these bunkers out here and where they're placed are very strategic. So when you're looking at this course from bird's eye view, it's a whole different kind of approach and mindset you go into when you look at just what this course is bringing this week. The length, again, the weather, is going to play a factor role. I think so, but at the end of the day, it's the PGA Championship. Same characteristics and kind of nature of the PGA Championship still holds true. It is one of the majors, four majors, and that never goes away. So the PGA has done a great job of being able to, really bring it every year, and not only by the course selection, but by the whole setup and the way they put on this production. It's one of the better ones, obviously, on the tour and for our game. So, what's different? I think, like I said, the course, New York, fans, and it's a different environment, really. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a golf ball and it's a golf course, and that's kind of how we got to look at it. We got to play it, the way it's supposed to be played.
Gerry, do you have any favorites heading into this weekend other than Wyatt, obviously?
Man, you know what? I'm so locked in, and there's a lot of guys out there. You're sitting on you were just on the putting green out there, and everybody's out there around JT. Everybody's, all the players are here. So it's you saw Kepka, you saw Cam, and some of the live guys are here this week. So it's interesting, to say the least. Bryson was there. We talked to Bryson a little bit, but I don't really have any favorites, man. I mean, it's not like I'm at home watching it on TV this time around. I'm in here and more concentrated, and my attention is there. But there's so many great players here this week, man. I haven't really given it that attention, honestly.
All right, let me ask you an easier question. Then here's one that should be easy for you. If Johnny was playing this week, where would he finish in the field?
Behind me.
Yeah, obviously. See, that's the right answer.
That's the worst answer I've ever heard.
Yeah, behind me, of course.
Well, we'll find that out next week. Hey, Gerry, hey, Gerry. You and I go back a long way, and for the people that are watching and listening, that kind of doesn't really maybe not know your story. You've been such a pillar in the community and a pillar through the PGA with a lot of the movements that you have, being a minority golf professional, pushing that envelope to kind of grow the game for the kind of the group for a long time that really hasn't really have access to the game. And, through your experiences, probably over the last 15 years being a PGA member, one of the few PGA minority members, you've been one of these guys that for a long time being a PGA member for probably 25, 30 years. Where do you see, where would you like to see the PGA kind of go from the things that you've done to kind of grow the game? Where do you see the game, for your perspective, from all your efforts that you like to see maybe in 5-10 years, the growth of the game through some of your efforts that you've done through the PGA?
Well, I'm gonna say something before I answer that question, John, and for all the listeners and Chris, Tim, you guys, I want you to know that guy right there sitting next to you, Mr. Gerber, Jay Gerber, was the one that really embraced me, man. I was getting into the game, and I remember him at Bridgeview, and I was giving a lesson, and he stood up and said, "Hey, man, that's pretty impressive." And he and we just hit it off, and we were boys, man. We traveled, we played golf, so I got to learn a lot from him. And Gerb's a phenomenal player. Had his run at the tours and had some successes. So it was him, John, and I never probably told you this, but it was you that really made me feel comfortable with taking the road of golf and traveling down, having this journey. And because again, I was the only one, and there wasn't a lot of guys that I could associate to that were as outspoken as you, as cool as you, and as open as you. And so with that said, believe it or not, bro, it's because of you that I think I am where I am. And you had a big role in this. But now to flip that and go directly to the answer, I think I see the game growing in many ways. I've been sitting with the executive staff on a lot of occasions and rubbing some elbows and doing the do and working my angles to try and do things that I think that would be good for the game. And they've listened. We've got some really cool initiatives that are coming down the pipeline that I think are going to be amazing, that we may even nationalize. We're going to run the first program in Columbus, Ohio at Golf Depot. So that'll be pretty cool. But I think, the efforts that everybody are putting forward in the game, especially the PGA, are making it accessible and available for everybody to play golf, and it's getting to be cool. When I say cool, I mean like it's the coolest thing to do now. Golf is not like some old man sport. It's got flavor to it, man. It's got pizzazz, it's got color. And because of that, man, I think it's opened its arms to those who haven't been able to, and they see it as something that one, they can do, and two, they can feel comfortable and with doing and not intimidated. And so I see golf really growing. I mean, obviously there's been a few events in our world that have changed the direction of golf, being COVID. Obviously not the George Floyd incident. It's our world, it's just what we go through, and we learn from it, and we live as the human race, white, black, Asian, Hispanic. It doesn't really matter. With golf, man, golf doesn't know a color. That golf ball doesn't know color, nor does that ground. And I think our world is growing, and we're seeing, more and more opportunities, and people are having more, I think, more of a sensitive side to the human element, and not just so much of having a me type of thing. And I think it takes events and circumstances that really check us and have us say that, hey, man, this is correct. We all should be in this thing, and we all should, benefit from it. And how do we? And it's better that way. So, I mean, I see a lot of advancement internally with the PGA. Like I said, there's been a lot of movement. You got some great people in office. I think Don Ray and that's Vice President John Linder, and you got Seth Waugh and Jeff Price, and John Eastbrook had a membership. These guys are good friends of mine now. I consider them friends. And I mean, they're giving me the ground and the stage to speak and talk and listen. And believe it or not, we're acting on some things. So I see some good things happening.
Well, Gerry, I certainly appreciate those kind words, and we've done a lot of good things together, and we've done a lot of bad things together also. So that's another subject. That's another subject. But you certainly are in the forefront of developing some of the opportunities for new players in the minority sector. And certainly the PGA of America in golf is a lot better with you being involved in it. We appreciate you coming on, but before you leave, I know you're busy out there. Tell us a little bit about what you have going on in your, with your In the Number program and things how that's developing, how you got that started. And I know you're doing a lot of ties with the PGA. So give us a little bit of insight, what's going on with In the Number. So some of the listeners can maybe jump on that website, check out some things, buy some things, and really support the efforts and the movement that you're kind of doing.
Yeah, I think through my walk and my journey, I've been fortunate to be able to see, like, as a minority in golf, have friends like you and people who care and people who take me in and show me the ropes, and at the same time have people who are kind of haters, and say, why are you here? What are you doing? You don't belong. So I've seen it from both sides of the fence, but I've had more good than bad happen to me. But both of those have kind of given me a mindset and of what I am as a person and how I want to be treated, and how I want to treat others. And golf has just been that platform. So, within the number, it kind of carried that same, kind of mission to embrace all, to bring us all together. I think, you hear it all the time, better together, shut the numbers. And that's true. I mean, what can we do if we all come together? So the brand is really about that. It's about accountability to, self, accountability to one another, accountability to this world, accountability to, God. I mean, we all have something that we should believe in, or we fall for anything, right? And I can't tell anybody who and what. I mean, I believe in Christ. Some other people believe in Muhammad. Others believe in whatever they believe in. But there's this higher power that everybody's seeking, that unknown and untouchable. That when we look at life, man, I mean, this thing is a very short time, and it's very precious and it's beautiful. And but at the end of the day, how do we get here? What was the very start of this all, and how can we explain all this? We can't. So there's the unknown. And I just think I would like to see more of us just kind of embrace each other as a race, man. Not necessarily color involved, although we are where we are and we're getting a lot better. And I think, we're going to continue to get better. And that's what the brand is about. It's really about, strength in numbers coming together and doing the right thing. So I think the PGA has really kind of looked at my story and my mission and said, hey, we like this. And they've given me some chances, and then those chances have kind of turned into, more opportunities. So the brand I'm still a one-man band, kind of doing a small guy, just selling stuff off the website out of my basement. But I think the time is coming where, there's going to be more opportunities where there's going to be some big impact and some more growth where, and the number can be much bigger, more visible, and tell the story to the masses on a global scale. And that's what I'm hoping for. But at the end of the day, it's still designed to one, do good in this world and make this world, better for all of us, and it's what we're up against, right? We got good and we got bad. And I think that's the balance in life. So, and the number's all about the good, and we got to, we combat the bad, and hopefully we'll prevail. So, that's where we are, man.
Yeah, that's perfect, Gerry. Well, first off, I appreciate you coming on, and second off is, the game of golf and just the game, and really kind of the world is better off for your movements and the thing that you've done, and you've kind of opened up a lot of eyes for people that maybe have not really had their eyes open through the PGA and the game of golf, and certainly the game and the PGA is better for you in it. And we appreciate you coming on, Gerry, and we appreciate all you do for the growth of the game. And I know a lot of people out there appreciate you as a person. So, hey, listen, stay warm this week, man. I will see you. Well, you're not going to be there this weekend. I will see you probably.
Well, yeah. I hope I'm not back this weekend. So if he makes that cut, I'm here all week. But hopefully, hopefully that's the case. But if not, I will see you this weekend. But again, guys, I appreciate you giving me the floor to tell my story, to really just support me and support golf. So I want to thank you guys as well.
Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Be safe out there. Stay warm. Give Wyatt a big hug for us, and good luck to him this week. And we'll see. Hopefully we'll see you on Monday. And anytime you want to jump on the show, man, we'd love to have you.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it, Gerry.
Okay. Talk to them.
Thank you, Gerry. There he goes, the great Gerry Hammond from the Golf Depot in Gahanna, Ohio. PGA teaching professional. He is a PGA of America member, and he is one of Wyatt's biggest fans. And we're one of his biggest fans because you know what? Everything he said, 100% accurate. If we were all held accountable for one another and to one another, how great would the world be? And that's really all we need. He's done some wonderful things, not just in the golf community and the minority community, but in his own community and everywhere. Everything he touches, he makes it a better thing.
He's done so much. You'd be amazed. Like if you look where kind of he started and where he is now, how many people, especially in that community, in that Columbus community, the Central Ohio community, you'd be where he started and where he is, how many people he's brought to the game.
Sure.
And just that it's mind boggling. And, if there's more people like Gerry, especially in the PGA, when it comes to that, growing the game and bringing people, he's done a lot of selfless things to be able to do that. And, hopefully there's more people like him.
He's even had a run through with Tiger, hadn't he, back in the day?
Oh,
yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, we both did. Yeah, we had a clinic there.
Well, you don't matter, but
that's true.
I mean, Gerry had a run through with Tiger.
Yeah, whatever you say.
That's what was important. All right, boys.
Time to take a break.
Yeah, boys, we got one more quick break. It's the last break of the show here on the PGA Championship preview show. I am IndyCarTim. That is Johnny. That is Mr. Chris Kohler, the head pro over at Glen Eagles Country Club in Plano, Texas. We are From the Rough on FanStream Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, grip it, and sip it. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCarTim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com. That's orca-golf.com and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Kohler.
Welcome back to FanStream Sports and From the Rough as we wrap things up here on the PGA Championship, the 105th PGA Championship preview show. Man,
Kohler gets a 2-shot penalty for being late on the tee.
Only 2 shots?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's a 2-shot penalty.
He doesn't have to spin the wheel?
And he's got his mic off, too.
Thought we were going to spin the wheel.
We might need to spin that wheel. What do you think?
Kohler might need to spin that wheel.
You think we need to have Kohler spin the wheel now for the F-bomb?
And then we'll just just for me. I mean, we gave him a pass for the F-bomb.
He might have, no, but we might have, let's do this. Come on, we got to do this. Come on. We got to spin the wheel.
I deserve it. Let's see what we got.
All right, you got to take everything off of it. Colby, we're spinning the wheel live on the air. We're spinning the wheel. Kohler dropped an F-bomb earlier.
Let's go.
For those of you that don't know, this is the wheel of misfortune.
None of these are good, promise you, except spin again.
And you drop an F-bomb on the network, you spin the
The
wheel.
pepper challenge. Uh-oh.
Colby, it's the pepper challenge. You want to tell us what the pepper challenge is, Colby? Where'd you go?
Right here. He's over it.
Tell us what the pepper challenge is.
That would be the record is set on the Thai chili pepper challenge. You got to make it past 21 Thai chilies in one segment.
So in 20 minutes, you got to eat at least 22.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to wait till Mama has the baby on that one? Because that might put you in the hospital right with her, and I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah. So those of you that only watch our golf show, the Wheel of Misfortune is something that's a staple of the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show, Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 to 9 Central on FanStream Sports. Every time we screw something up, we got to spin the wheel, and then on the very next show, we will pay it off.
Okay. If I show up with Mambo taxis,
then we'll excuse it.
That's a pass.
Yeah, that's a pass.
That's a pass.
100%.
There's ways to get out of this, and certainly you figured out the best way to get out of it.
Alcohol trumps the wheel.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no question. Except for us, because you're a guest. Like, we don't have that capability. We just have to pay it off.
He figured out how to get out of that real quick, didn't he?
And it worked.
Yeah.
For instance, the last payoff we had was me. And I don't think it's on the wheel anymore, but it's called the Blind Mice Challenge. So the hallway that's out of the studio here, the big long one on the way to the bathroom, they put, I forget how many it was, mouse traps, like set mouse traps all the way down the hallway in various spots. I had to walk down the hallway and back barefoot and blindfolded.
And he got caught. It wasn't good. There was some blood on that carpet when he's going through.
Colby, the last time Colby had to pay it off, it was the BB gun challenge. He was in this room. It was back when we first got to the studio. I was out there. He was in here, and he had somebody behind him randomly shooting him with a BB gun, like randomly during a segment. He didn't know they were behind him. He didn't know when it was coming, where it was going to be. Just randomly shot with a BB gun.
These challenges seem so much more accepting with the Mambo taxi.
I will do any of them.
You're not scared of it. If you have 2 Mambos, you're not really scared of those challenges. I
don't think so. Johnny, it's time for picks as we get into the regular segment for our picks. And what music did we decide? We did this, right? Or no, we did this. We did the game show.
We did.
I like this. All right, we're going with the picks. For those of you new to the pick segment, Johnny gives his picks for his winners, his top 10 and his top 20 every week. His are sponsored. His are real. My picks are for fun. My picks are fake because I know nothing about handicapping golf. But sometimes our picks intersect and they crisscross, and we know it's going to be a bad week because I basically flip coins.
Yep.
So my picks, boys, at 18-1, my winner. I pick a winner, one top 10 and one top 20 every week. My winner, Brooks Koepka.
Koepka.
And I like him a little less because he's on the Live Golf Tour now, but I still like him. My top 10, Johnny, you're going to hate this. Kohler might like it. Xander Schauffele at plus 175 for top 10.
Well, I'm glad you didn't pick him to win because then I knew we were in trouble.
We were in trouble.
So if you pick him in the top 10, it doesn't hurt too bad.
Top 10 for slowing down play with his regrip.
Oh man, there is no question.
There he is. The PGA comes out of him right now.
A little bit.
Slow play issue is number one issue through the PGA.
And my top 20 for the week, man. And you know what? I never thought I was going to pick him for anything until this past week. Straight off of a win. Out there in McKinney, Texas, my top 20, Jason Day at plus 125 for a top 20. I feel like it's not the biggest payoff, but I feel like it's super safe.
He plays terrible. This weather is going to hurt.
Nah.
Yep.
Man, what do you know? Oh, wait, that's a stupid question.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris, you have picks this week?
Yeah, he does.
What time is Jason Day teeing off on Thursday?
I don't really know because I don't really like him on the card, so I didn't even. It doesn't matter.
Well, if he goes late on Thursday, I like your pick.
Well, he's going to have to play early one day, the first 2 days. So
no, I know, but only Thursday is the day they're really predicting the cold weather.
It's cold. He does live in Columbus, Ohio, so he's used to a little bit. But they're
talking mid-60s the rest of the.
I don't. What? But if he tees off early on Friday, it's going to be in the 40s.
Yeah, it will be,
Yeah.
but it's not 36.
True.
Cross delay.
True.
Kohler, do you have picks this week?
Sure he
I don't
does.
know if you came prepared or not.
He did.
There you go.
Well, not like you guys do, where you get your ham sandwiches and all that kind of stuff.
That's
But
just him.
But I will say, I actually like a Live versus PGA Tour final in the final pairing.
Ooh.
But it's not going to be Brooks and Rahm. I actually have it being DJ and Rahm.
Okay.
Wow.
I also have who I think is going to be the next defector to the Live. To be honest with you,
Cantley?
No, I like Hovland.
Oh, you still think he's going to live?
I do.
Can't chip it good enough around that joint.
He ball strikes it good enough.
Yeah, but I just.
It's not about chipping; it's about bunkers, and I think he'll keep him out of that.
Well, he's a better bunker player than he's a chipper around the green for sure. Okay. I mean, you could be right. I don't think you are, but you could be right. You could be right.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I mean, if he, I really liked him at Augusta, and he looked great at Augusta. But he has that one round that those woogie boogies, man, and those chipping that comes out, and I'm just worried about him in a major championship. He has that one round, man, that he.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. Give me somebody that's kind of off the radar, right? That you like, that I'm not saying that maybe can win the golf tournament, that maybe that you like, that's kind of off the radar, that maybe might make some noise.
All right. Well, he's won a PGA Championship, but it's been a long time.
Keegan Bradley.
Yes, sir.
I do too.
There it is.
Yeah. He's played good this year. He's come into his own in the last 18 months or so. I think he's top 10. For sure.
I 100% agree with you. And he's actually on our card. He's the guy that kind of fits that mold. He's a grinder. He grew up in that Northeast. He's used to that cold weather, and he's top 5 on the PGA Tour in driving stats, right? So they have a stat of distance and accuracy, and he's top 5 on that. When I look at him, I like him in the top 10. I don't like him to win. It's just, I look at the mold of, we talked about off air, is like the last 8 or 9 years with the exception of Phil Mickelson, the last winners of the PGA Championship have been in the top 15 in the world. So listen, when it comes to my picks, where my money goes, I'm going to kind of go stick a little bit to script and some stats when it comes to that.
No, I'm with you. Can I give you one person for the PGA professionals? One of us
that may have a chance to make the cut.
Make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
From our section,
JJ Killeen. Yeah, he's got an opportunity. I mean,
he's that good.
Yeah, he is. And you're looking at a guy like JJ, who's had more PGA Tour starts, PGA Tour experience. He was the Korn Ferry Tour Player of the Year 8 years ago, right? So the moment's not really going to really affect him. He played in the Byron Nelson last week, so he's getting some of that tournament experience. I'm just a little concerned maybe the conditions for him not playing as a full-time player maybe get to him a little bit, but you're 100% right. I agree with you when it comes to that. If there's a guy that maybe that will make that cut, I certainly think JJ Killeen has a great opportunity.
By the way, boys, Jason Day tees off at 9:06 a.m. local time with Keegan Bradley and Bryson DeChambeau. They're the first group off of the 10th tee.
Yeah, you might want to look at that where I think they're going to there's going to be maybe an hour frost delay tomorrow. So that 9:15 gets
He'll be
10:15.
fine.
So that helps him. But also it helps him, Jason Day, is he's going to play kind of the similar time on Friday too. He's kind of in that middle of that first wave. So he's not really getting that super cold conditions. So that's going to help him.
So I've got a bet for Tim over here. He's got Brooks Koepka winning. Right? That's your favorite?
Yep.
I got him missing the cut.
I do too. I think he's I don't see it.
Okay. And again, my picks are flip of a coin. I mean,
so what I'm willing to do
is
I'm willing to bet you.
Mambos?
Right.
Mambo
Mambos?
night.
I've got Mambos coming. Okay.
But I got to buy the next ones.
Got to buy the next one.
Deal.
Okay.
It's a deal. But that just means you got to come back on the show.
All right.
Love him
Man,
on the show.
that's twisting his arm, isn't it?
The show's better. I better call Mama first, see if he's allowed to come back on the show.
I'd rather not know.
I'm surprised he's here this long. She's about to pop, man. I'm
surprised my phone hadn't rang.
I know I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for sure.
All right. Well, there are my picks and there are Kohler's picks. But now it's time for the picks that mean something, boys. Johnny's Picks is always brought to you by Golf Central Magazine. They are at golfcentralmag.com. They are not just your normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill golf magazine. They're more about philanthropy, travel. They've got your golf cart girl of the month, your beer cart girl of the month. They've got your golf bachelor, golf bachelorette. I'm still waiting for my turn as the bachelor.
It's not happening.
I feel like I would dominate that category.
You have enough women problems. You really think I'm going to put you in that as the bachelor? No.
It's not your choice.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to talk to Terry.
You work for me.
I'm just going to, don't talk to me like I work for you. I'm just going to talk to Terry personally.
No,
I might text Terry.
I'm going
to text Terry right now.
She's probably not going to let you in that bachelor of the month because I think she wants you for herself.
You know what? Deal. I'm in.
I don't blame her.
Deal. I'm in.
That's one less problem for me I got to deal with.
I don't even know Terry. I'm gonna text her right now.
You should. You should. Don't tell Mama though.
She's the best.
She is the best. She's the best. Yeah. And by the way, go over to golfcentralmag.com right now. Well, after the show, not right now, as the new issue is out today. It's out today. Go find just some golf magazine. Golfcentralmag.com right now today. Johnny, we're gonna put it on the screen for those of you on the video, but who you got?
Well, we're listen, coming off a little lackluster performance last week. We actually caught up 2 weeks ago to get us on the positive side of our picks. We've been really successful with the matchups this year, 46-16-4 in our matchups, which is unheard of, but we don't have a winner. We haven't had a winner on the card this year, but I really think this week is the week. We did pick the PGA champ, the winner last year, and Justin Thomas in the PGA. So it's looking like I'm really getting prepped for the major. So I love the card this week. Like we talked a little bit earlier in the show, we were hoping that the weather isn't the key factor. We're hoping the golf course kind of prevails. And I'm looking at a golf course, if you kind of review the picks, these are guys that drive the golf ball extremely well, extremely straight. I think that's going to be the biggest key this week, especially if the weather gets a little spotty. First pick on the board this week is Xander Schauffele at 14-1. Even though Kohler hates the way he kind of fidgets around with his grip, that might come to really good because he might slow play these guys a little bit and kind of
hate that.
I'm kidding. He's not really going to do that. I like the way the guy drives the golf ball. I like his mental fortitude. His conditions are going to be probably tough for the week. I like the way he kind of plots himself around this. It's not a golf course that you're going to have to shoot 20 under par, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And I think that's really going to bode well for him. He drives the ball, like I said, extremely well. I like him in our first pick at 14-1. If there's a golf course that fits anyone on the PGA Tour in this field this week, the way the guy drives the ball, the way the guy has played, how he's grown up on a golf course, is Cameron Young, 26-1. Put him on your card, no matter where you put him on the top 10, top 20. He is going to play a factor in this tournament. It's just going to be a matter a little bit of how he feels in the pressure moments. If he's coming down the stretch to win his first tournament, win his first major, the PGA Championship lends itself to first-time major winners and first-time PGA Tour winners. So this guy fits the mold in that top 20 in the world golf rankings. I really like this guy this week. Another guy I like this week at 35-1. If the guy can keep away from breaking all his golf clubs because he's going to hit some bad shots, if he's able to do that, Tyrrell Hatton at 35-1 is a great pick. This golf course is very, very similar to where they play the BMW PGA Championship over in Europe. He has a lot of success there. He's a grinder. He's used to cold weather. I don't think the moment's going to scare the guy. It's just a matter if his temper is really going to kind of hold him together. If he gets off to a really good start, you're looking at a guy that really doesn't really make a lot of mistakes, a little bit like Schauffele, and look for Tyrrell Hatton at 35-1 to be a contender and have an opportunity to win the golf tournament. Our long shot ham sandwich pick this week is Shane Lowry. 66-1. I mean, look at the guy. This sets up condition-wise exactly like it was when he won the British Open. He shapes the ball perfectly. This golf course is a left to right, right to left. He loves these types of places. He's a grinder. He doesn't have to shoot 20 under par. He's very creative, and this golf course lends to a guy that's creative that way, and he's a fantastic driver of the golf ball. Looking at the trend, when I'm talking about with these picks, drivers of the golf ball are really going to be predominant this week when it comes to having a chance to win top 10s and top 20s. So this is the trend that I'm going out with this week, but I really like Shane Lowry. 66-1 is a great value there with him. 2 top 10 picks this week. Dustin Johnson at plus 475. I thought there was a great value there, finishing the top 10. A lot of guys are picking him this week to win. The reason I didn't, even though he did win last week in the live event, I just need to see a little bit more out of him in a 4-day event, especially in a major. I didn't like how he played at the Masters. Mm-hmm. So coming into a 4-day event and coming into some conditions that he hates playing in this shit. I'm just telling you, he hates it.
Wait, what did you just say?
That's not a curse word. Stuff.
No, that's it. Spinning the wheel.
No, not doing that. Dustin Johnson at plus
We'll spin it for
475.
you.
Another grinder, another guy that's played well at the BMW Championship, a Euro, Tommy Fleetwood, plus 700. I like the value at plus 700. Look at his success that he's had at the BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth. Again, real similar to Terrell Hatton. Played well over there. He's a fantastic driver of the golf ball. The only little thing I'm worried about with Tommy Fleetwood, not really sure he can hit the ball far enough to have enough scoring clubs in his hand to, have those opportunities. But that being said, again, you're not going to have to shoot 15, 20 under par to win this golf tournament. So he's smart enough. If he drives the ball well enough, he's not going to shoot 80. And he might not shoot 65, but he's the guy that probably is going to shoot 68 and have an opportunity to win. We don't think that double digits is going to win this golf tournament. And when you get a spot like that for Tommy Fleetwood, he's going to thrive. I like him in the top 10. 2 top 20 picks this week. As Kohler said, Keegan Bradley at plus 375. The guys from the Northeast, he's used to playing this stuff. He's an ex-PGA champion. He's not scared of the moment. He's top 5 in driving stats on the PGA Tour. Those driving stats are combined with distance and accuracy. This guy has it in folds. I love the way he's kind of trending. He's really playing well. I didn't pick him to win. I just didn't really like his odds, but I really like him in that top 20. I thought there was value there at plus 375. And our last top 20 pick this week, guys, Corey Connors at plus 400. Again, been playing really solid. One of the best ball strikers on the PGA Tour. He's a Canadian guy. He played at Kent State. He's not scared of this type of condition. He's coming into some pretty good form. Winner already this year. So look for Corey Connors to finish in that top 20.
Wow, and there you are. If you were ever wondering what Johnny's picks were this week, now you got them. By the way, we give those picks every week on Wednesday, usually before lunch. As soon as Johnny gets them to me, I will get them graphicked up and I will get them out.
It's always before lunch.
It is usually before lunch.
Yeah.
Hey, squat right into that Keegan Bradley. Squat right back into that Keegan Bradley bet.
I like the key. I like that. That was good.
I do like the Keegan.
What was his odds to win? Did you see it? I only looked him. I think
plus 375.
No, that's the finish in the top 20.
Oh.
He was like 85-1 to win. So that's not a terrible pick. If you got a couple dollars, you want to throw on Keegan Bradley to win. That's not terrible.
He's won once, if not.
He's won one PGA.
Well, I know this year though.
He hasn't won. Yeah, he won in the fall.
Yeah, he won in the fall.
But that's part of the calendar.
Part
of the calendar.
Yeah. I like the pick. He's a grinder, man.
He ain't scared.
He's not scared of it.
Ain't scared.
He kind of weirds me out a little bit. You talk about Xander Schauffele gripping and spinning.
pulling up his shirt like you do. You know, that's
that's why I like him a little bit.
I got it.
He's more of the pull of the shirt guy.
I got it.
Better than pulling the pants guy.
That's true.
I mean, that's me.
No one wants to see that. What do you mean pants? You never wear pants.
Well, on the golf course, I do.
You don't.
I'm required to.
How do you know? You never play golf.
No, I keep them on. I'm only required to have them on when I get there.
That's why one thing I wonder if these live guys can ever get used to wearing pants again.
Well, they don't have choice this week. It's cold. They're not wearing shorts this week.
So you know what? I also think you brought that up, Chris. I still think eventually the tour is going to let them wear shorts.
Well, they wear shorts in the practice round.
Well, I know we saw them doing that.
Nah.
I still think that's going to be one of the areas where they loosen up a little bit, and they're going to be, look, we'll let you wear shorts, but you can't have Timm legs if you're going to you got to pass a leg test or something to wear shorts.
No one has Timm legs, I promise.
God, I hope not. I feel bad for those people.
Thank God.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
What, you like my legs?
No. I'm gonna say
I don't
think they give on the on the pants.
No, I don't think so. They're pants.
Yeah,
They're-
probably
they're
not.
Pants guy.
Yeah,
Hey,
idiots.
after they find their boy Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
$3 million.
Yeah.
Dude, they're
They're not giving for anybody, are
No,
they? After that, yeah.
No, they're not.
I mean, they didn't really fine him. They just withheld payment.
Well, he already got paid. It's just
He
some
never-
of that PIP money. and-
Right, but he hadn't gotten all of it. They just withheld $3 million of it that they hadn't given him yet.
That's a night. That's a night at Miko Cena for him. That's
$3
nothing.
million?
That's
That's a night at Miko Cena for you. $3 million credit card.
That's nothing. That's
All right, it is PGA Championship week. That has been From the Rough because, boys, we are done. The very first ever 2-hour From the Rough. I got a freaking headache now. I need more vodka.
Appreciate you
Oh,
coming
I'm
on,
telling you.
Kohler, brother.
Yes,
That's
Kohler,
awesome.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You bet, boys.
Big
think
thank
Mambo
you.
Taxis are at the door.
I love it. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Big thank you also to Gerry Hammond of the Golf Depot in Gahanna, Ohio. He is inside the ropes up at Oak Hill this week with Wyatt Worthington II. We'll get, you know what, we may get some reports from him for Johnny's Saturday show, his little Saturday mini podcast. I don't know if you're even able to do it. You'll be traveling, won't you?
We'll see.
We'll figure something out.
I'll do it from maybe Hooters and where will I be?
Little Rock?
No, I'm not going. No, I'm way past. Maybe I'll stop in Nashville or something. That's
Gross.
That's not a terrible place. to
Wait,
stop.
why do you go to Nashville to go to Columbus?
That's the way it goes. That's where you go.
We got to talk about your route.
Where do you think?
shoot
Where
sometimes.
do you think you go? California first?
I mean, Utah for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. We
Where-
appreciate everybody that's been part of this one. We especially thank Golf Central Magazine, turflifeclub.com, and also all of our other many sponsors. Who's the other one?
Me.
Orca Golf Bags, orca-golf.com. And of course, our biggest sponsor of all, our most favorite sponsor, Nancy Gerber.
Thank you, Nancy.
We do love some Nancy Gerber. Chris, appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
We'll do it again very, very soon. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny. That is Chris. Until next time, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.